What is up, guys? It's your boy Brandon Groce coming at you. We're on a good camera today. Saturday, Sundays, we got the regular camera because I'm out and about, so we getting back to the good quality. So today we're going to talk about how to wireframe a website. Let's get into it. Let's go. Hey. What is up, guys? It's your boy B Groce, the self-taught designer. So today we're going to talk about how to wireframe a website. For real simple here. Why do you want to wireframe in the first place? 3 points. So it helps you to concept quickly of what you're trying to come up with, design decisions and layout you're going to want to do. It allows you to stay focused on content, because we all know when design and visuals and all that come into play, everybody gets distracted by the beautiful colors that we are no longer thinking about the content and how things are laid out on the page. Those are the 3 big things that you get out of wireframing as a designer. So on from that, we're going to get into the actual technicals and what a wireframe would look like and how to go about wireframing. So specifics, my particular workflow in terms of wireframing, I like to take a paper approach first. This is just, some people like to start on computer first, but I personally like to start on paper. I'm just a lot quicker on paper. When I start getting into programs, I'm like, that box is too non-boxy. I like to stick to paper, get really dirty, get as many concepts I can out. Every time I'm wireframing, I try to get at least 2 to 3 variants of a page that I'm concepting. The first step here is I don't want to get attached to my first idea. I want to get all the ideas, even the bad ideas, out of my head onto paper first, so I can see, you know, my thought process, and then once I have it concretely on paper, then I can shift things around and move quickly. So that's step 1, paper. Step 2 is, once I get everything out on paper, I start to refine down to about 1 to 2. I try to get it to 1. But if there's a really second good option, I take both and then I digitize it. The reason you would digitize this is not only for you're showing this to a client, because they need to be able to understand your thought process and see how the content is laid out and be able to understand it in an organized manner. You also might have to show this and present this to someone you'd be working with at your agency or whoever you're working with. So the paper wireframe looks something like this. After I do step 1, after I get everything out on paper, then I move over into Sketch and I digitize it. So let's take a look at that. So real quick, this is Sketch, by the way. This is the program that I like to use the most. So as you can see here, this is very, I'm gonna zoom in here. This is very minimal, just gray boxes. So I have like this, here's the header, or this is the notification rather. This is the logo, the nav bar, and here we have an intro video, some scrollable content, and view all content, keynote speakers. This is an example of an event app. So basically it's just like boxes to show that I want an image there, placeholder, heading copy, some lines to show that I want some other body copy here, as well as a CTA in each section. So basically this is just showing in a mobile view how I want to organize the content. So that's real simple, guys. I just wanted to get across to you, you know, my process of going from paper to in actual Sketch to produce my wireframe. So I get all my thoughts, all my good thoughts, all my bad thoughts onto paper. Then I condense those ideas into the top 1 or 2 options. And then once I get buy-in on those ideas, meaning if the people that I'm working with are like, yes, that's good, I take the next step and I digitize them, go into Sketch, tidy it up, and make sure that my layout is clean cut. They know exactly my intention for having this component here, my thought process behind having this piece of content, having this piece of content, and having this piece of content, and really just relaying the concept that I have for each page and making sure that I'm telling a good, compelling story on each page that I've designed. The reason you want to wireframe is to speed up the design process, to get all your ideas on paper quickly, and to stay focused on content first rather than visual design. And this leads to an overall better design. When your information and your content are laid out well, then the visual layer on top of that just makes it that much better. You have to have the user experience down before you add on the visual elements that make it that much better. With that said, guys, comment, like, subscribe. I'll be here tomorrow, and I'll see you later. Hey, be gross out.